Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Fantasy Worldbuilding. So, I came back to the surface to get some sand. This is, I think this is all the sand we have. Apparently the white sand, this is all it does. We want it for the, Caminite blend, and the white sand doesn't do that apparently, so yeah, that's the thing, I guess. We don't need to take this. I'm just double checking to see if there's anything else we might want to take down there. Yeah, I think that's about it. I'm actually going to take some of this though. Maybe use it to fuel the ember borer. But you might have noticed I also grabbed some iron. I'm half tempted to go get some more, but I also kind of don't want to go looking. I cleared out the spot on the other side of the trees there, so that one is empty. So we need to go find more, and nah. We'll get more later. This'll be fine for the moment, at least. Besides that, we do still have some down there anyway. Left over from last time. We haven't actually turned it all into ingots yet. I'd still really like to know how you got down here. Like, where did you come from? Huh. Okay, well, whatever. Okay, so I have been thinking and thinking and thinking, and that is a floating block. Hold on a second. No, I don't think so. How did I only just now notice that? Well, yes, so here's the thing. I still just don't quite know. But I've had a few ideas. Does that seem louder than it was last episode? Are my game sounds just turned up? That might be it, I'm not sure. But yeah, I've got something resembling an idea, I think. Okay, so as we know, I'm definitely struggling with this area here. Still not entirely sure why, but I've had some time to just think more about this and try to look up some kind of inspiration. I don't feel like I'm quite there yet, exactly. I have some vague ideas, but nothing concrete. But, I straightened the road. Here. Don't know if you noticed. Yeah. But, oh, I didn't remember it. First things first, this thing over here. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. But I'm not sure why, and I'm not sure what to do about it. So I'm actually going to leave this here. I pulled the wood out so we can use it. But I don't know. And I think I'm going to just leave this here and let it stew for a while. Also widen this a bit. There's a something down there we might have to check out. It doesn't look like much. But next thing is the roads. Part of me feels like we should widen them. Part of me feels like that'd just be a waste of time and energy and effort and materials. Especially since we do actually have some kind of, like, idea for how this will go. Also, I am going to shape this out a little bit more. I think that this stuff is not super cheap in large quantities, and I think it would actually be nicer anyway if we did more like stairs and slabs type stuff rather than using full blocks. So like maybe something like this, and a little something like this, and that. Let's see how that looks. I'm deliberately not doing the middle one up, and I'll talk about that in a second. How does that look? Well, the light is flowing through it. What is it going to look like with a solid block on top of it? Okay, I was half afraid that it was going to have some kind of lighting glitch and be black in the center. You know how stairs sometimes can be. I don't hate it. I do feel like it was better with one up, though. But here's the reason that I don't want to do that. It is because, first of all, I think we need to do more with the roads than what we've done so far. So far, we've done basically just a road for people. You know, like, it's just this. But the thing is, this area is Embers. You know, they do all of this technical stuff. So I feel like we should have more technical stuff in the road itself. So part of my idea is these, part of my idea is those. I'm not sure if we can maybe do a bit of this. Enough to get an idea. Oh, they're right there. Right. Even better. But my idea is basically we should have, at the very least, it would be interesting if all of the roads had pipes in them. Now we could do something fairly complicated with, like, item routing all throughout, but I don't know about that, but I think it would be interesting at the very least if there was plumbing, basically, like actual, not item pipes, fluid pipes that were running water from some kind of central water pump station thing. Oops. My other idea is to have rail lines. Maybe not like that. Probably want, like, you know, multi-directional ones so that it's like not just one line going one way, one line going the other, basically. You don't want just a single line if you're moving stuff, but like that's the thing, moving stuff. These roads are not really cart accessible. You know, like if we wanted to do that, we would need to make them quite a bit wider, or do the whole, you know, one side and the other, and that's just gonna take forever. Even if it wasn't going to take forever and use up a bunch of materials, it doesn't feel... Carts don't fit in with this area. You know? Like, hand carts, hand-drawn carts, that doesn't... That's not a very Embers way of doing things to me. I think it would make much more sense if there were pipes and rails and stuff in the roads transporting things. And with that in mind, I see no reason why we can't have pipes and things like showing. So, I feel like we should do something different with these roads. I hesitate to put stuff in the walls because of this. Because we want these roads to be visible on the outside. Maybe not most of the time, but at least some of the time. Because it's going to look interesting to have the road accessible, or visible, not accessible. Well, I mean, eventually it will be accessible, but not in all areas. So I don't want to do any piping here. We could do it in the floor, but at that point, like, it would just be like down a block and you wouldn't be able to see it. I mean, I guess we could do... I don't know. What could we do? I suppose there's an argument to be made for using trapdoors. Like, if you've got pipes running along, you can use trapdoors there and be able to see the pipes through it, but at the same time, well, for one thing, there's iron, but... Huh? Why are there... Okay. Weird. But yeah, they're all wood. Which is fine. I don't have anything against wood trapdoors, but they don't really fit this area very well. Oh, I guess there's this. But that's iron, and I don't know if I don't think that's a good idea. So the other option is the ceiling. And... well... How can we do this and make it look interesting? What if, say, we have rails going along here like this, and this would be like, you know, just tunnels like this, not necessarily human accessible. Or, whatever these people are called. Haven't really thought of that, but, you know. So maybe right along the center, at the top. This is something I really didn't even think about when designing these roads, crying out loud, originally. But to be honest, I probably should have, because again, this is a very technical civilization. So something like that. And then... I mean, what if we just ran this along the top? But here's the thing. The other idea, well, I guess it's the other part of my idea for this area, I don't know, for what we're doing here is, hold on a second, okay, we're not doing too good for this. We're also out of smooth stone. Okay, well, if we were to do this on the other sides of that, would that be... I don't know. Of course, here is gonna be interesting, now that I think about it. And obviously, like I said, I don't think doing item pipes is trying to make that something functional would just be a nightmare, but I think running water along the roads makes sense. And since all of the houses, you know, you would assume they would want road access, that would kind of make sense. I'm not too sure about this because I keep waffling on here. The second part of my ideas here is instead of trying to do like what we were doing over there with the roads and the access for the houses, I think what we're going to do is have the street access like we have over there, but from here we just step into a smallish room that goes up, and this is the level of the floor of the house. So it basically like curls up and over the road. Let me see if I can illustrate this. Hang on a second. For demonstration purposes, let's say that you've got your road going along. These blocks represent the road, right? The houses would actually be off the road and then up. And this would be the main bulk of the house. And it potentially another story up like that. So like right here, like I just dug in, this would be the door, the entryway to the house. And then this would be like the is it foyer? That's at the front of the house? I think so. Well, I guess it wouldn't just be that. It would also be like the front porch, you know? You can widen this out. And then have the entrance here. And then you climb up to the house proper, and it's like here. I'm not sure if we're gonna start doing one here. Mainly because I'm kind of getting tired of working around these two ming at me constantly, but I mean, we still need to do something about them. And the fact that they still haven't moved an inch from where they were kinda worries me. I have a bad feeling they might be broken somehow. But doing the houses like this would also make a well, it would give a really good reason for having fluid pipes in the ceiling of the road, basically, because they would run along and the houses would be like right over top of it, you know? Seems like that would make sense. Of course, you could make the argument that a dinky little pipe like this is in no way adequate enough to supply, like, more than one house, to be honest. Like, that'd probably do it for an house, but, I'm not sure if I'm prepared to try and do an entire, like, proper water pipe system. Although, to be fair, that would be really interesting. But, like, with the resources we have right now, it's not gonna happen. But I think also this business with I'm not sure I like this. I feel like we need to make like proper intersection pieces for the road where it like spreads out and there's proper like up and down paths rather than just this business here. But let's see. What if we did one here instead? You know what? Here's fine, I think. There's no point. I was about to say there's no point agonizing over it, but, like, that's not how we do things here. Of course there's a point in agonizing over it. Would be right there. And yeah, I think that actually does work to start off with. So how do we do this? First things first. Next, what I guess we do is just... well... How far back does it need to be? I suppose what we do is... probably should pull the ores out of all of this area first, huh? But, like... How big? How big? How large? What size? These people are 3 tall. That's gonna be uncomfortable, right? Like an uncomfortably close to your head sort of arch there. Plus, to be honest, these should be arches, shouldn't they? Yeah, you know what? We probably should do arches here. Now that I think about it, it's stone. Oh, but that's gonna mean that that's gonna have to be higher. Well, for the houses at least, it makes sense to do an additional level up like that, or half level-ish, to make a proper entrance. Well, entryway? Let's call it an entryway. And then, I feel like what we do is we have like an entryway porch type thing. Then the actual door goes into a room, sort of, let's make this too wide, something like that, and then it turns, and then there's the stair here. Don't want to do ladders. We could do ladders. I don't want to do ladders. But, like, it would go... Not too sure about this. We could pull it back one. So it's like this. That's still... Like, the thing is, that would put it at, like, right there. Guess we could do that, but, like... Then again, we could, of course, start the stair, like, there. Like right as you come in, right on your right, and then it would go up. Well, I'm kind of starting to feel like we should do even width rather than odd. Maybe. Maybe not. 'Cause, like... I don't know, I feel like that might be uncomfortable, but then again, if we're too tall, we still use too high entrances. You know, doors are too high and it feels perfectly fine, so maybe that does work. But I do kind of feel like this should it be two? And then here, and then the stair would start... Well, that would be there. That doesn't help. Because we still... I don't know about rails. Rails seem a little too much, you know? Like, again, the whole transporting of goods problem. Transporting of, you know, just stuff. Carts don't work for this area. It doesn't make sense. Minecarts might. But do they? Do they? Do they not? I suppose we could put item pipes, but again, that seems... I think the problem I'm having here with both of those ideas is that they're very unsupervised. Like, if we put in rails up here, right? And then we enclose it in basically a tube, then that is the same thing as having an item pipe. And an item pipe, the problem is, like, you can run it, but how do you decide, like, as an example, we live here. We live in this I almost want to call it an apartment. This house, this building here. And we work down here, say. And we come down here to work in the mushroom fields, I guess? The mushroom area down here. You know, and we gather mushrooms or mushroom stems or something. And then we're going home. We have a quantity of stuff that we are carrying. And we carry it up to the road. Like, that's just what you can carry on your person, and that's not very much. I haven't really talked about it, but this inventory, the way that inventory works game-wise, is not... I don't feel like that's the way that inventory should work lore-wise. I'm definitely going to do a full breakdown of my reasoning why at some point, but this is not how it's going to work. So imagine you've been down here, you've worked, you've got stuff, and you want to take it to the charcoal factory over there somewhere. You basically would have to carry it all yourself unless you had some kind of transport system, like a cart. If there were item pipes, how do you like have some kind of like deposit system, right? But how do you decide where it goes if the pipes just run throughout all of the roads? It kind of works for water because you just have water constantly being pumped into the pipes, and then wherever along the road you are, you can tap into the pipe and just get water. But if it's like various different items that need to go different places, how do you decide? How does that work? That would be a nightmare. In-game or lore-wise, if it's just like a single pipe, or even if it's a couple. Like if we have a couple of minecart tracks, you know, one goes one way, one goes the other. How do you decide? How do you decide where it lets off? If you're just kind of shoving it in a tube and sending it off. Like if it's a specific pipe that goes, you know, from say here to the charcoal plant, that makes sense. But then that's not the sort of pipe that you would have throughout all of the roads. So, how do we let this mushroom farmer transport large quantities of goods? You know, take the mushroom stems to the charcoal plant, then maybe bring charcoal home? You know? Like, how does... If it's just a sort of undefined tube that just goes, that doesn't work, as far as I'm concerned. So how do we do this? What if we had them running along like this? One on either side. So instead of it being just an undefined tube of rail carts, you literally had like your cart that you load up and then you go with it. Like you actually pull your own cart along to where you want it. That could be interesting. It runs into the problem again of this though. So how do we fix that issue? We would have to move it out one, wouldn't we? Like this balcony wall thing. We would have to move it out one block in order to accommodate. Which, I suppose, if it's supposed to be like this, that kinda makes sense. Maybe? Does kind of mean we would have to move this, and I kinda wanted to keep that. Although I suppose we could just scoot it out. Couldn't we? Could we? Yeah, that could work. I don't know why I want to keep that, to be honest. What about the diagonals? I feel like that could work too. Problem is, these are structural pillars, so we would need to, I guess, do that. Does that look secure? Obviously that would be one of these. And we like, no, And it would be the sort of thing where, like, you load up your minecart with goods, and then you just push it along yourself. You know? You basically just pull it like a grocery cart. I feel like that could be interesting. I don't like the look of this, though. You know? Like, the actual track being there. I feel like that breaks the aesthetic a little bit. So then... don't suppose there happen to be any other ones. Not really. Okay. So... well, we can actually move this now. I guess we could sink it down into here. We would have to move the lights, though. Could that work if we were to, like... and you could just kind of, like... say the lore reason this works is that there's, like, some kind of, you know, handle protruding. Like, I would say, like, at the top, you would have a handle that would kind of come out and then up, and then you would just, like, hold it with your hand and then pull it along. I feel like that could work. I don't know that I want to move the lights, though. Also, that shelf thing there should probably be wood instead. Or... maybe some... I suppose it could work as stone. Well, I'm going to have to think about that a little more. I do think we're on the right track-ish. But... track. But we're not there yet. But... keep saying but... I do think that I like the idea of having these houses like this. So... do we do it too wide? I feel like that's kind of a comfortable width. So maybe we go up to there and go in here. Scoot it over one. So that the stair starts here. And then up. Although, I suppose, if we're not doing any minecart up here, the pipe could go right there. I really wish we had some fluid pipes to do this with, but, like, right there, rather than the next one up. And then, how would that work? That would mean that we still need to have... hold on a second. It would have to be like this, wouldn't it? Okay, that's interesting. Huh. Okay, I guess we gotta kind of be careful with these a little bit. He says, immediately doing the same thing. Again. But that was intentional because of this. So then... is that alright? Is there a reason not to do that? Like, I wasn't gonna do that because we were gonna just have the floor here, but that doesn't actually work, does it? I think... if this is gonna move one out, then this would be the level here. That would mean that there's this area here. Which, now that I think about it, we could potentially put another pipe here. Or we could just kind of close it up and say that there's a pipe here. That could be for wastewater. And then there would be another one on this side. That's the stair there. Right there would be the level of the floor. Of course, we could just fill that in. Though, I don't know, I kinda like the idea of using it for wastewater. So then, let's say... ceiling would be there? Or, there's a floor. The floorboards. Or... we could do that. And basically just say that this is a feature that just runs through the house. And then, like, you would do that where you want to access the water pipes. I feel like that's a bit more convenient. It's not necessarily as... well, I was going to say it's not as pretty, but it's not like an ugly line of ugliness or anything, so I don't think that... I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And then, yeah, that would just be the line for the wastewater. Although, do you really need two? What could the other line be for? I suppose there's an argument to be made for Ember, but I don't think... no, because... Ember comes in shards and crystals. I feel like what you would do, I made some of these earlier, is you would have one of these in your house, hook stuff up to what you wanted it hooked up to, and then you would just, like, buy amber shards, you know, for, like, cooking and things, because there are the, well, all the Embers machinery, you know? Things that do stuff that you would want to have done around the house. You wouldn't necessarily have any of the complicated, you know, high-tech stuff, or very high-tech stuff. But at the very least, you would probably have, like, cinder plinth. I can see that being used for, like, waste disposal. Like, inorganic waste disposal. Or organic. There's the, I can't remember what it's called, but the oven thing that... is it the hearth coil? It might be the hearth coil. That smelts stuff, cooks stuff. Could definitely see that being a household item. And then you would probably want one of those, the Ember charger, copper charger, for, like, you know, your items, tools and things that you use. I can see that being, because it's not terribly expensive or complicated. I mean, I guess it's Dawnstone, but I can see that being something that houses have regularly. I'm going to take some of this and do that. Okay, we've got a good bit of this. Let's just Well, you know what? Let's finish this stairs. You know what? Let's just alternate it. And then that would be that. I think... can we safely remove... Well, they're not moving, so I probably... You likely to fall? Should maybe do the bone trade. That might be a good way to get started with them. Maybe trading with them will wake them up and they'll start moving. Should there be, like... Come on now. Should there be, like, another door here? Should it just, like, head straight into the house like this? Or should there be, like, more to it? At the very least, I don't like that transition there. I think that looks nicer. So... You know what? I think we should do some of it like this, rather than just pure bricks all the way up. Because I feel like that, and then this... Go ahead and extend this, and use up the rest of that. And then that would be like the level of any windows, I think. Something I also had the thought of. This can go. Is that... Don't want to use too much, but we could do glass. I think glass could be interesting, and we could use, like, colored glass. But let's grab not all of these. And we don't have space. But yeah, we've got tinted glass. Maybe something like orange. Oh, and then there's this. We can do that without needing Dawnstone. That should be good. But yeah, I feel like you would have one of these in your house. Then you would hook up emitters. The fact that they need a redstone signal is very... It makes it difficult to make these things aesthetically pleasing, because you end up with that mess. But I suppose what you can do is, like, have them like that, and then do, like... And then a redstone signal in the center that will turn the stuff on, maybe like a redstone block. I think that would work. I don't actually know. I don't redstone. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I know, broadly speaking, how it works, but I haven't ever, like, properly done redstone. So I don't know if that would work. Let's take a look at this. And we do have a silk touch thingy, so we can can theoretically pick this back up again. Yeah, let's take a look at this. Although, that was another thing. We've been making the walls 1 wide, and that's not good. For a number of reasons, but it makes things flat. Let's take a look and see at what it looks like right now. I swear that thing is louder. Okay, it doesn't look like much of anything other than a bit thicker at the top of the road. That's fine. I do like the decision to alternate between the bricks and the not bricks. That was good. And I think the level where the outer wall is fine, but should this be the same as the inner wall? Do we want to make the walls too thick? We can get more definition out of them that way. So we would take this up. Oh, that needs to be that. And then I guess we could do like... No, we want to do that as the floor. Although, do we? What if we did this? We could do something like this. I don't hate this. I don't know about that. What about... I don't want to use too much of this. It's not cheap. There's the tile stuff as well, I suppose. Or do we do the wood as the walls? And then stone for the floors. I mean, I suppose now that I look at that, that doesn't look that bad. I'm not too sure about this being this wide. Maybe we should go with 3. I mean, I guess we could go with 1. Yeah, that even number, like, it feels like a nice width. For someone who's bigger than... well, this. I mean, it feels nice for this sort of size too, but it's not going to line up with any window or of any kind. Do we care? Maybe we don't care. I do feel like it should line up with the area downstairs. With this. Can you even see the wood? Sort of. Okay, it needs to be 1 over. Now the windows should be in line with the pillars. Yeah, that would make more sense. Structurally, I think. So there, instead. Can we turn this into panes? Oh, there's also that. But that's like a bunch of colors. Whoa. Interesting. No, it looks like it doesn't do that. Okay, well... do we want it all the way at the edge? I feel like not, but... I mean, I guess we can pick it back up again, maybe. Oh, it doesn't tile. I thought that did. I guess it's the other one. Well, now that I think about it, I assumed that they tiled. I don't actually know. Oh. They don't. Huh. Well, let's just take a look from afar for a second. Kinda think I prefer that one for this area, or for this application at least. I do like it sunk back too. Yes, we can in fact get it back. Although that does use up the durability on our pick. So, you know. Maybe you don't want to do that too much. Okay, so how does it look on the inside? I mean, we can't see out very effectively, but assuming you're like, you know, how tall would we need to be? I think an extra block is about right. Maybe like here. It's not terrible. Of course, if we want to go with the idea that these windows are for ventilation, maybe they should be not closed off with glass. Okay, how's about something like that? That might be too tall. I think. Yeah, maybe. Alright, how about something like that? I'd say that works pretty well. I think those blocks right underneath the window there could maybe do with being stairs. Then again, window planters are cool too. I think we should maybe be sparing with the glass, at least to start with. This is not bad. This right here. This, I don't know. I suppose it's fine, to be honest. This here. No. This right here should be this, I think. Going up, we can vary it a bit with some of this. And then we can have a room over top of that there. It would go to here. That there needs to be... What is that supposed to be? That's supposed to be this stairs. And then that goes that way. And something like that. I feel like how big should these houses be? I think maybe this is on top of one of the pillars. The next pillar would be here. And that maybe should be the furthest extent of the house. So like right here would be the wall on this side. Do we have enough for some more sealed planks? I don't think so. Not at the moment. Hang on a second. It's looking like not. I'll probably use these to catch more stuff. They don't do anything at the moment. Yeah, just food, water breathing, normal sort of stuff. Frogs are even better because they don't do much of anything. But we're going to have to do more fishing to get more jellyfish for the sealed planks, because that's all we've got. Well, this right here had an idea to use these in the, with the, for the, this thingy. Because if we're doing this, then we can maybe do that, right? Doesn't look terrible. If we do it like that, and then have like levers on the other sides. Suppose that could work. It just, like, that looks cool on its own. Why can't it just be like that? Without needing to have a redstone signal. I wish you could invert them. Maybe you can. Either way, I'm not hating this. Where would be the ceiling? Really quickly. Where we're getting to that time of the episode. Gonna have to call it here in a bit, but... Alrighty, how about something like that? As you come up the stairs... Kinda gives you an idea. It's very brown. But I feel like that will make stuff like this really stand out. And it's very steampunky looking. Which is exactly what I'm aiming for here. That looks not bad. Nice high ceilings, because these people are tall. Just to get an idea of what this would be like if you were, you know, the right height for this area. You'd be around here, I think. Ish. I'm liking the fact that as I look from here to here, that area there looks like a bit of home has been damaged rather than an unfinished mess. I think that's a good sign. Like, it looks like this is supposed to be here, but it has been removed rather than it just looks off and dumb. I like this. I'm not sure about that. It doesn't look terrible. Could maybe use this. Don't want to use too much of it. For one thing, it is not cheap. Well, it's not so much that it's expensive or not very cheap. It's that we don't have access to a whole huge amount of sand that isn't white sand. Like, as in, if we had a regular old desert, it would be fine. You know, but we don't, and so it's kind of not. Although I say that, it does use an awful lot of clay. And we do need clay for an awful lot of other things. But I do think that's going to have to do it for this episode. I think what I'm going to do is get more fishing done, actually, oddly enough. We're fine as far as food is concerned. It's the slime for the treated wood. We have huge amounts of wood, but we don't have the slime for it. I suppose we have some upstairs that we could go get. Probably should have grabbed while I was up there, but I mean, even that is... there's only so much. Oh, I forgot about these. Hold on, real quick. Wait, we could also use this. Yeah. No, not at the moment. Not yet. We'll do something like that next episode, maybe. It's, oh, I'm getting some ideas. But no, we need to end it here. I think, where it's... Why don't you guys move? Well, either way, yes. We are going to have to end it here. I will probably hollow out some more of this area here as well, if I have time. And I would also like to probably do some more farming of those, where are they? There. Those guys can get some stuff for the fish trap. Potentially. But yeah, I'm liking the way this looks. I actually like this. Running just kind of almost randomly, but not quite. Straight through the center. Well, not actually through the center, just through the... here. I'm not too sure about the stairs. We might actually move them back one just so this isn't an even space here, because we've got odd going on here. It would be good to have odd going on here as well, and if we just scoot it over one, that would work. And it would be fairly simple. I mean, to be honest, do we really need it to be too wide? No, we're keeping it too wide. Stop. But before we end, real quick, let's take a good proper look at it from farther away. Oh, what is up with this stuttering? Stop that. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, I think I'm liking that. It's very flat at the moment. Well, it's not very flat, but it's flatter than I'd like, flatter than we can make it. But I do like this idea of having the houses be like basically curled up over the road. Yeah. So we'll probably gonna... I don't know about that. I really don't. But I do think we're going to stick with this other idea of all of the houses, all of the structures need to have a window into the big chambers for ventilation. Seems to make a lot of sense. And it would give us a very clear design constraint that we can use. But yeah, that is going to have to do it. I do hope you enjoyed. I hope it was less rambly and nonsensical than last time. I mean, we've kind of actually built a bit of a house this time. I mean, it's not... I mean, it's a floor, a bit of ceiling, a bit of wall. So it's not really a house, but it's the idea of a house. It's the feeling of what the house is gonna be like. And I really like it. I really wish these were panes. We might try some of the other ones. The other pane, they're the... Well, yeah, the panes. The ones that are actually panes. Rather than this dwarven stuff. Don't know. I mean, it's not terrible, but I've never liked this window flat against a wall like this. And, we're not going to be adding another wall here. Make it 3 thick. That's not gonna happen. So, I don't know. We'll mess around with that. Maybe colored. Maybe stained glass panes that have been chiseled. Maybe that would work. I don't know. But, again, I do hope you enjoyed. And do leave me any suggestions you might have for this. It's, I feel like I'm starting to get more of a proper direction to head in. But could still definitely use some work. So, let me know. Anyway, thank you for watching. Take care. And farewell.